Hi, eighth graders. I'm going to walk you through what you will do every Friday in GT Honors English Language Arts. So, if you remember that on Fridays we will not have our live Zoom meetings. Instead, you will log into Google Classroom, get your 4 vocabulary words, and get to work. So, every Friday will look the same for you for English Language Arts. You will always be doing vocabulary. It's just the only thing that will change is that you'll get 4 new words each week. So, the way that you would find your assignment for Friday is that you would check in Google Classroom, you would look in classwork, and then you would find the vocabulary for the right date. So today, August 28th, you would open or click on the vocabulary 82820. When you open that assignment, you're going to notice that you'll see 4 words. It would be important or smart for you to scribble those down in your notebook or somewhere. So the 4 vocab words for today are foretell, clashes, poignant, and gluttonous. Then the next thing you would do is to open this document, the GT Honors 8 vocabulary document. When you open that, you'll see 4 of these things. So if you have a printer, go ahead and print that document, and then all of those things are set up for you. If you don't have a printer, you can use any piece of paper, notebook paper, blank paper, whatever. And as long as you just make your paper look like mine. So you will need to have 4 of these setups because you have 4 different vocabulary words. So you should have a place for you to write the word, a place for you to write your definition, a place for you to draw a picture, a place for you to write down examples, and a place for you to write down non-examples, and then a place for you to write a sentence with the word in it. So you should do that 4 times. All right, so the first step after you've set up your paper is for you to write the vocab word on the top of the table where it says vocab word. So I'm going to show you and walk you through how to do this with the word foretell. It is absolutely okay with me if your paper today has the exact same words as mine do for your first vocabulary word, which is foretell. So again, we're working on foretell. We would write that word up here by vocab word. The next step is for you to search for Google Dictionary in your Google search bar. And when you type in Google Dictionary in Google search and hit enter, you will see this dictionary screen appear in your Google feed. So then you would type the vocabulary word in the box under the question, what word do you want to look up? We're looking up the word foretell, so there we go. And then you will see that that Google gives you a screen that looks like this. One of my favorite features of this screen is this little blue, I don't know, I guess it looks like a speaker or a volume thing. That is, somebody will read the word to you so that if you're unsure of how to pronounce it, you can play it and Google will tell you how to say the word. So then you would use the dictionary definition that Google gives you. But the most important thing to me is that you don't just copy this definition word for word in your definition box. Instead, my hope or my expectation is that you rewrite that definition in your own words. Just copying something down doesn't help you remember, but rephrasing something in your own words does help you remember. So here you're going to write the definition in your own words. All right, then on the top right, this is the box that makes me the most nervous, frankly, because I'm not really an artist. But in the top right box, you should draw a picture with your own hand of something that represents the word. So it's really important to me that each week you both write and draw with your own hand all of this work that we do with our vocabulary. There's a whole host of research that shows us that physically writing and drawing helps us remember things. The act of putting pen to paper helps you commit things to memory. And the important thing about vocabulary for you to expand the number of words you have at your disposal when you're trying to express yourself is that you have to remember what they mean and you have to remember for a long time and be able to apply that memory to new settings. So it's important to me, and it ought to be important to you, that you both physically write and draw things. So what I want you to notice about my little example here is that I am a terrible artist. So what you're looking at here, and of course you wouldn't know because it doesn't actually look like what I hoped it would, is that you're looking at a picture of a crystal ball, that's this, and then 2 fortune teller hands like waving over it. So you're going to notice that picture is crazy awful. So what's important to me again is that this drawing helps you remember what the word means, that you think of something that represents the word to you and that you physically draw it. It is not at all important to me that the drawing is beautiful or like that I even can tell what it is. What's important to me is that you draw it so that you remember. All right, so then in the bottom left-hand box, you're going to write 3 examples of the vocabulary word from your life for things that you've watched or read. So I want you to think about what the vocab word means and think about examples of that vocab word that you've either watched or read or that you've lived through. So here are my examples of things that reminded me of the word foretell. So I think about the fortune teller that's in almost every ancient Greek play. I think of that prophecy thing in the Harry Potter books where, Harry Potter goes to the Ministry of Magic and gets that that prophecy that says that he's going to kill Lord Voldemort. So I thought of that. And then I also thought of those 3 weird ladies in that Disney movie Hercules that tell Hercules like what his future is going to look like. So those were the 3 examples I could think of that helped me connect the word foretell to my life or to things that I've already read. All right, so then this one's kind of a tricky step. So on the bottom right-hand corner, you would write 3 examples or 3 non-examples. So 3 things the word is not. What's important here is that you list things that people might confuse the word for, but it doesn't technically count as an example of the word. So here's my examples. One of the things that foretell is not is just making a simple guess about what happens next in a book or a movie. I don't think that's quite to the extent or quite to the level of foretell. I also like a memory of a past event or a flashback that you might see in a movie of something that happened in the past, of course, is a non-example because foretell is about the future. And then foretell is also not just like a dream or a wish or something that we hope for in the future. Instead, it's really kind of a prophecy or a prediction about what's going to happen. So those are my 3 non-examples. So then the last step is probably going to be the most complex or the most critical thinking engaging. So I want you to use the word or write the word in a sentence that would help your reader understand what the word means with the context clues you create. So a hint that will help you know if you've written a sentence that's full of good context clues is in your sentence, only the vocab word itself or a very close synonym should fit in the sentence and have it still make sense. So here's my example. The fortune teller foretells a beautiful future for him, full of glory and prosperity that he would never think to dream of. So I believe that this sentence creates context clues that would help a person who doesn't know what the word foretell is guess what it means based on the context. So some of the context clues I put in here are the fortune teller. So it helps to know like the person that's doing the foretelling. And I put the word future so that they would know that it's a guess about something that's to come. And then I described that future and made sure to say that it wasn't something that he would dream of himself. That the fortune teller is describing this future that he didn't think was possible before he heard it. So those context clues in my mind would help a reader understand what foretell means, even if they'd never seen that word before. So that's the last step of each of your vocabulary words. After you're done with that step, you would repeat the process 3 more times for all 4 of your vocabulary words. Then I want you to take pictures of your work and put them on the GT Honors Vocab Turn in Your Pictures Here document. So that's the second document in your vocabulary assignment. When you open it, you'll see that it's just your name and a date and then a blank page. So what I want it to look like is to have your name, the date that you're turning in this vocabulary, and then you would insert your pictures for all 4 vocabs below, and then try to make sure that your pictures are clear so that I can see them. So you would put the pictures on the GT Honors Vocab Turn in Your Pictures Here document, and then you would turn it in. If for some reason that's not working well for you, you are also welcome to just email me the pictures of your work. So if the document is giving you trouble or you're having trouble formatting your pictures, totally okay for you to just send me pictures through email, and I'll make sure to give you credit for doing your work. Your grade in vocabulary is that you do your absolute best, that you write complete sentences, that that you put effort into your work, and that you show that your intention is to learn these words so that you can use them again in the future. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, you're always welcome to email me, and I'll be happy to answer them as quickly as I can. Thanks so much.